Hey, this is the Peg and Jeff Show, back with Terry Wayne Sanders. Terry,
Yes.
Yay!
tell us your story.
Oh my gosh. I'm exactly where I want to be, which is your home, and I want to move in. No.
We
I'm
have
so
a room
excited.
down
Do
here,
you really?
yeah.
Okay,
Yes, it's
how's
Nana
it?
Helen's room.
Okay, oh, really?
Own bathroom
good.
and everything.
Oh my gosh,
There
well,
you
as long as
go.
it's like a B&B, I like free food.
Oh, B&B.
Oh, yes.
We're going to talk about that in a
We
little
will
bit.
indeed.
We
We've got
will.
so much to talk about, so
Yes.
little time. Here we go.
Yes.
I am living the dream. I've
Oh.
always wanted to be in Branson, Missouri since a small child. We would
that
vacation here. It's all true.
Where are you from?
Mountain Grove, Missouri, about 100 miles east of here, but Mountain Grove, Missouri. And so, yeah, but we always came down on vacation. I fell in love with the place. The first time we came here was around 1965. My grandpa Lee Sanders brought us here. And of course, we could afford to go to Silver Dollar City because at that time, don't spread this around. Silver Dollar City was free to go into. You had to pay $1.25 to go into Marvel Cave.
What?
So as a family, we saved a bunch of money, and so we were able to stay about 3 days. And so we not only went to Silver Dollar City, we went to a play called The Shepherd of the Hills.
Oh, yes.
At
Yes,
Silver
yes,
Dollar.
yes.
I told my grandpa Lee, I said, I want to be here someday. And he thought, oh yeah, that's my grandson, he's crazy. You know, kids talk. No, I fell in love. I knew there was something magical there. And then we went to the play, Shepherd of the Hills.
Yes. We went.
Same thing, the light came on. I said, I want to be here. My grandpa goes, yeah, sure. But I mean, again, another seed. The next night we went to a show called The Bald Knobbers, okay? The original show in Branson. And sure enough, I said, I want to be in a music show in Branson. So I did my homework as a small child, and they said, get your education. And you know that, get a good education.
Yes, yes,
because
yes.
it is called show business. And it's a business.
It's a
Do it the right way,
business.
not, I didn't know.
So where'd you
go.
get your educating?
Up in our Springfield. Yeah,
Springfield. Where's Springfield? There's a lot of them.
Springfield.
Hell down there, dark
We
place.
went to Springfield,
Where's the
Illinois.
Springfield,
place.
Massachusetts?
Well, you know, the same place that the Simpsons are from. No. But although they did reveal that one time. No, Springfield, Missouri. I went to then SMS, now MSU.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
I felt like I was really in good company because I started going to college there in 1977, fall of 77. The year previous, Mr. John Goodman and Miss
Okay.
Kathleen Turner had
Yes.
just
Right.
got
Yes,
their
yes.
information and all their degrees and all that,
Yes.
and had gone off to New York, and they did pretty well.
They did pretty
okay.
well. They went off to Hollywood as well.
They
did
went
well.
everywhere. They've gone around the world many
Yes.
times, and good for them.
And so are you. You've been around the world.
I've been around.
You've been
Don't
around.
spread
He's
that
around
around.
Branson.
I don't want to brag.
He's the
I'm
mayor. He is omnipresent.
Oh, my.
You are omnipresent.
No.
All right,
Yes,
tell
you
us
are.
about the omnipresence.
I'm the president. I'm the biggest nobody that you'll ever meet, and I'm excited about that. But no, as soon as I got to Branson, I started working at Silver Dollar City. I got hired that very same year.
Prophetic, right?
Oh, yes.
Prophecy.
See, I
Prophesied the
knew.
future. You
Set
knew
a
it.
goal, go for it, and that's what I did. Well,
There
that's
you
what you
go.
guys do. Set a goal and you go for it, and you can if you do it. Hard work, consistency, you know, and persistence. Oh, be persistent. And if no one opens the door, you go through the window. They call the police and go through. So,
People, that quote, you know the quote, if you plan to fail, you fail to, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
that's right. See?
And you have planned.
And I
so
said,
you
no
are
way, I'm not going to
succeeding.
fail. And, you know, and
That's
people
right.
tell you no all the time. You know, this business is so tough.
It's tough.
And so, and all the naysayers, you're not going to make it. You have no talent. That dog is not pretty enough. Wrong.
Yes.
All those things are wrong. That's a beautiful dog.
That's Willie.
They're
Say
okay.
hi, Willie.
Well, you live.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Willie loves
So
you.
yeah, see, I'm smarter than I look. Yeah. So anyway, so yes, I started working at the Corn Crib Theater at nighttime. Did that for about
Where was
3
that?
years. It is now gone. Here's a great story for you too. Shad Heller was the mayor of Silver Dollar City. At nighttime, whenever he first came into Branson around 1959, he and his wife Ruth Heller, they got hooked up with the Trimble family. And they said, we have this book called Shepherd of the Hills, and we want to convert that to a play. Shad, being a worldly man, also in the business, he said, tell you what, I'm a screenwriter. Let me tell you, I'm a playwright, so I'll do this. And so he actually wrote the original script for Shepherd of the Hills play. And that's why he was known as the shepherd, because he played the shepherd. His wife, whose name was Ruth, she was known as Molly. All these years, is that your name, Molly? No, she became Molly, Aunt Molly, in the play Shepherd of the Hills.
Oh.
And so that's how all that began right there. So yeah, as a matter of fact, so things kind of changed, and so he left Shepherd, but still always stayed with Silver Dollar. And then in 1969, the Beverly Hillbillies came to Branson.
That's
And they filmed 5 episodes right there at Silver Dollar City.
That's right.
Now, Irene Ryan, who played Granny, lovely woman, great character actress, you
Yes,
know. And in
yes.
fact, the last thing she did was on Broadway. She was in Pippin.
Yes, I saw her.
Yes, yes.
I saw
oh my
it.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
I saw it.
There you go.
I
So
remember
anyway,
seeing her.
she and Shad had a lot of history because Shad had trained. He was a professional clown, among other things, with Barnum and Bailey and all that. And so they started talking about the old days of the business in vaudeville. And she said, Shad, what you want to do, you ought to put in a Toby show. At one time, the Toby show,
What's
there
a
was
Toby show?
Let me tell you what, I'm
All
going to
right.
fill you in. Pretend
His
you're a whole
name is
What's
Toby.
a Toby show? Yes.
Okay. At one time, there were over 200 traveling Toby shows in the Midwest. And what it was, they would go from town to town, and it was like a melodrama. You had the hero, the heroine, the bad guy,
yes,
you know, the
yes.
villain,
Okay.
and of course, you know, usually a musician, possibly a piano player, and maybe a drummer, percussionist, because they had to have special effects. And so they would set up their little tents or whatever they had, or maybe there was a barn that they could use. And so they did this wonderful melodrama full of corn, just nonsense, all those things.
Fun though.
But yeah, and so she told Shad, put in a Toby show. And so he built this place called the Wilderness Settlement, which is now near where Jim Stafford's theater is here in Branson, Missouri. And so he put in like a blacksmith shop, glass blowing, all these things, but also this big general store, and then a place called the Corn Crib Theater. Corn, of course, now if you're not familiar with the business and terminology,
Corny.
corn is corny, exactly
Oh.
right.
Jeff loves corny.
Oh my gosh, corn
my
bone,
gosh.
all those things. Sure enough, so it was
He
all
doesn't really.
slapstick humor, and it ran until around I think 1984. So from early 70s to 1984, it was amazing. So that was my first nighttime job. But since then, I've been in countless of the music shows here in Branson, and right now I pride myself. I'm known as Branson's busiest comedian.
Yes,
I
you
have
are.
6 different jobs in the Branson
Omnipresent.
area. And that's how I keep my girlish figure, and it's a reason. So yeah, and of course over the years I've developed a lot of friendships. Matter of fact, I brought some friends with me here.
Where?
Well, they're going to be coming in here soon. Well, over there, look over there. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Wow, I don't see the door open.
Nor I.
Oh my, hello, darling, it's me, Joan Rivers, and I know you, Joan, electrolysis. Hello, I'm on the budget now. Whenever you're dead, you lose all your assets. Hello, yes. Matter of fact, my daughter Melissa, she had me cremated. She always said, Mom, you're going to make an ash of yourself, and I did. So anyway, so yes,
Joan, you need a shave.
I tell hello. You haven't seen my legs and my back. Oh my
Just
God.
saying.
I'll get some hot wax now. Just rip, just like carpet. But no, yeah, and I know what you're thinking. Wait, Joan Rivers, isn't she dead? Yes, I was. I'm much better.
But you're
Yes.
back with Johnny Carson.
Oh my gosh, well, you know,
Yeah,
some people
Although that
didn't go
one-
there, some people didn't. I'm just going to tell you. Spoiler alert, but you know what? I'm happy, and you know what? People make their choices. Enough said there.
You match Willie's hair. You have the
Yes,
same
and you know,
hairstyle.
and I'm so excited in
look at
heaven.
you.
Heaven is so wonderful because animals do get to go to heaven, and my
Yes.
Spike is up there, and so we have had a
Yes.
great reunion. And I learned something. I don't know. 3 days ago in heaven, I learned this. Did you know that a large gathering of baboons is called a congress? Exactly,
There
exactly.
you go. Oh, Willie wants to go play with you.
Hello,
Oh,
my
Willie,
buddy.
that's
There goes
right,
Willie.
too.
How
He
are
never
you,
goes
my
to
baby?
anybody.
How are you?
Anybody.
Yes, Johnny.
Very good. You
I love and the
match.
beard. Look, we do match. We do match,
He's
Johnny.
relative.
I've got more gray.
He's like, he's done.
Not
Okay,
sure.
just-
All
he
right.
said hi.
But anyway, I'm going to get back to heaven.
Okay.
I'm so glad I saw you.
Very
but
nice
I'm
to
so glad
meet
that you
you.
know my
Thank
dear friend,
you.
Terry Wayne Sanders. He's amazing.
Nice meeting you.
Very
Oh,
nice
to meet
meeting you.
I'll
God
see
bless you.
God bless
I'll
you.
hopefully not see you too soon.
You know
No,
what?
no, not
soon
too
as this big in heaven. You know
Yes,
what?
it
It's called
is.
eternity, and it's great. You're
That's
gonna love
right.
it. There's a
Amen.
big stage, and there's a couple of spaces that I think you guys could fill.
Oh, thank you,
Yes,
Joan.
and bring the dog. Bring the dog.
Of
My dog.
course.
The dog's really talented. They're okay.
yes.
Look, who's that?
Oh.
I don't see anyone.
Well, hey everybody, what's going on here? That's right, I'm a security here for a big name, Terry Wayne Sanders. It's
Barney
me.
Fife.
That's right, you got it. If I had a bullet, I'd give it to you. It's in my other pocket. You know. You're down here. Yeah, I'm on duty right now, but Terry said drop by and say howdy. So, hey everybody, here I am, you know, and I'm so glad to be with you guys. And I know you're big fans of the Andy Griffith Show.
How did you get to Branson, Barney?
Oh,
Because
my
I'm used to
gosh.
yours normally Mayberry, aren't
Oh
you?
yeah, that's right there. But you know, with this COVID thing that's been going on and off, you know, I've been traveling around, you know, helping people protect themselves, you know, doing all that social distancing thing. You know, this is about 6 feet. So yeah, but everywhere I go, though, the tough thing, let me tell you what there, Jeffrey boy, the tough thing is, people want to know all about, Mayberry. You're exactly right. What's going on in Mayberry? What's happening over there? Well, all sorts of great things.
Are you making any arrests?
Oh, all the time. Left and right, Otis,
He loves Otis.
Oh, well, who doesn't? He's a mess. The boy's a mess, I'll tell you what. Now, did you realize, though? Now, everyone in Mayberry, they're almost all single. All of them. Yeah, the only one that's married is Otis, and he's drunk all the time. Coincidence? I think not. Now, the number one question, though, I just want to know about Aunt Bee. How's Aunt Bee doing? Well, let me tell you, she's upset. Did you hear about this? Oh, she's mad. Oh, she's madder than a wet hornet. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, here's what's going on. She signed up for one of those workout classes, Well, she's over there and they're filling out all the paperwork. And they said, now, Aunt Bee, whenever you come here next week to work out, you're going to need some loose-fitting clothes. She said, if I had loose-fitting clothes, I wouldn't need to be in your class. Oh, she was mad. Oh, she was real mad. Oh, my goodness, I tell you. And, of course, Andy's my best friend. I was just talking to him a while ago, and he's smart. Did you know that he's smart?
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Matter of fact, he told me last week, he says, now, Barney, don't get in an argument with an idiot because people watching may not tell the difference. Hello, now you're with me. Now we're on the same page right here. That's right there. And of course, Thelma Lou. Now, people, what's going on now, Barney? You and Thelma Lou still together? Of course we are. Took her out to the diner last night. Of course, it was Dutch.
Did you used to say, come on, Ange?
Come on, Ange. Well, sure. Nip it in the bud. Oh, yeah. My whole body is a weapon. Oh, yeah. Sure
You're
is.
dangerous, man.
It's crazy. It's a crazy. Well, it is there. Yeah. But now, Thelma, I really do. I really love that little gal. She's something else there. And people have got their favorite holidays. What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one right there. How about you, Peggy?
Easter.
Oh my, that hit your heart right there.
Happy Resurrection Day.
Oh, why sure, yeah, because you know what? That's a holy moly. Reason for the season. Hello, there's a reason right there. I'll tell you what. Now, me and Thelma Lou, we love Valentine's Day. We surely do. I was, last Valentine's Day, I was trying to buy a card for you, and I'm trying to get over there, and there's this man. He was right there in the way of all the cards, and he's going through every one of those Valentine's cards, and he gets finally down to the very bottom of that rack, he's looking, and and he just lights up, like a Christmas tree. Well, he said, I found it. I found the perfect card. He goes, look at it. So I look at it. It says, for the only one I love. He bought 5 of them. Makes you wonder right there. See, I'm like a sleuth on that. Not a sloth, but a sleuth. There's a difference, Oh my goodness. Now, speaking of sleuth and sloth, now that Terry Wayne Sanders, he's a busy guy. He's busy, and of course so am I.
You look like him a little bit.
Well, I've heard that he's handsome. He's like Brad Pitt, Terry Wayne, Barney. It's all the same, really, if you think about it. Just do them. Hey, wait, who's that over there? Who is that over there?
What? I
Billy's not
cannot see
barking.
these people.
Come on now, who is it? I
Billy's
don't
not
know.
barking.
Is it Opie?
Oh my goodness, I can't tell who it is. But hello there, Jeff and Peggy. Oh, I love Peggy. You are a beauty queen. Now that you're
So
pushing
you.
40,
Wait, who?
It's me, Grandma Beulah. I'm everyone's favorite grandma. Oh, and I love being here in Branson, Oh, it's true, and I know what you're thinking. Grandma, you've got a beard. We'll take a number, With all the beauty salons all shut down right now, you just gotta go with the flow.
Grandma Beulah?
Grandma Beulah, that's me.
You have beautiful blue eyes,
Oh,
Grandma Beulah.
thank you, honey. It's your curse. I'm a hunk magnet. It's true. But Terry Wayne Sanders, that's my grandson, Oh, yes, ever since he was born. So, yes, oh my goodness.
Any Terry stories?
I can't even tell them on the TV because,
It's a family
children,
show.
PG-13, all those things. But now, we are in cahoots, though, right now. Have you ever been in cahoots?
No.
Oh my, you ought to go sometime.
Where?
It's a nice place. Everywhere. No matter where you go, you could be in cahoots
I
with
didn't know there was
somebody.
a place.
That means that you're working together. Cahoots.
Oh.
That's a big
In
old-timey word.
cahoots.
In cahoots. That's right. Jeff is sharp as a marble.
That's a country in cahoots, right? We're from New York, so we don't do
That's
it.
right, New York. Oh, it's a wonderful town. Da-da-da-da. Oh, see, were you born and raised in New York?
Joyzy? Staten
New
Island.
York. I was
Oh,
born
my-
and raised
Lived in
in New York.
Manhattan.
Oh my
Together.
goodness! How exciting!
Yes.
New Jersey. Hold
Jersey.
on, hold on. Now I'm going to tell you, because I'm old and you kids are young. I'm 103 and I'm holding up pretty good. I'm well
good.
preserved.
Really
Yeah,
good.
there's a place here in Branson that keeps my medicines in stock. It's called Macadoodles. That's right there. And like the good book says, you know, they drank wine even at the Last Supper. You know. Wine was flowing, and wine flows at my house. And we'll talk about my house in a minute. But oh yes. Anyway, now what I was getting to, what was I talking about? I don't remember.
A cahoots.
Oh, cahoots. Oh, yeah, we're in cahoots. Yeah, well, we're talking about, there was something else I was going to tell you. I don't know. The mind, it's the second thing to go. I forget what the first is. Anyway, so
would follow.
yes. So
I
now
got it.
Terry, he's in cahoots with me. Now I have a lovely home here in Branson.
too.
And you know what? People are changing. The world is ever changing, you know. You see, you went to a hotel or a motel, and then they had the condo thing and all that stuff. Well, now the biggest rage are those Airbnbs. Ooh.
Yes.
I have a brand new one coming in. Really, it's not brand new. This house, it's an original farmhouse right in the heart of Branson. Yeah, built in 1909. Yes, I was 14 years old at that time. Anyway, so yes, and so Terry says, you know what, Grandma, we ought to go into business together. So he and I and his lovely wife, Miss Dee Dee, well, we have gone in and redone the entire farmhouse and all the new amenities like brand new heating and cooling, brand new sink and cabinetry, brand new toilet. That's important, you know. I know I look a little flushed myself, speaking up. So yes, and so soon, by the end of May, 1st of June, that's when it all gets all opened up on Airbnb. Grandma Beulah's, that's me, because I get a big chunk of that. It's my name, and I got good lawyers.
Making
Anyway,
money.
oh, now that just reminded me, though. We were talking about New Jersey. Me being so old, now we're going to get back to the other. You know, it's like categories with Grandma, but that's okay. This is how grandmas are. They just go off on a tangent. Oh, look, something shiny. Anyway, so New Jersey, I don't know if you know this. New Jersey is not the original name of your state.
I know what it is.
What is it?
New Amsterdam.
No, wrong.
Wait.
Survey said
That
wrong
was
answer.
New York City. Was New Amsterdam.
No. The original name of New Jersey was Old Heifer, and they didn't go over very well, so they said New Jersey sounds much better. It's a true
Oh,
story.
you-
It's true. Look at
You're
that.
just fooling me.
No, I wouldn't fool you because you're from that side of the world. You know, they know everything. Just ask them. Anyway, so yes, so soon we're gonna have my Airbnb, and it's lovely. 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, but it's all been redone. But it's a lovely large yard, and in the back there's a gas grill. There's a fire pit. It's just beautiful, and it has easy access. Because you know, I told Terry, well, if you want to have a good business, make sure that it's good for the people that come here, and it's all the things that they want. So you have access to Highway 76, which is the world famous one. The main road that got you here to Branson, Highway 65, and our new road, or newer, it's called Roaring Valley Road, which takes you to all the back roads to get around Branson. No traffic. Isn't that exciting?
You got indoor plumbing?
Of course, that's why we've gone to no expense. Well, no, we've gone to great expense. Yeah, so all brand new. Matter of fact, I just drove by, and the city of Branson's over there digging up, and they're putting down brand new water line, brand new sewer line. Oh my goodness, it's just getting line for the new line. Yay! Exciting!
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, look over there.
No.
What?
No.
What do you mean no?
Because
I
you
will
can't-
look over there.
What? Oh, see,
One
yes,
is
she's
over
smart.
there.
Okay, well,
I'm
There
tired
you
of looking
go.
for. I'm still looking
Look
for
up.
Opie.
Well, okay, I'm looking
look
up.
down.
My chin, look
See
down.
my thumb?
Yes.
Ain't this fun? Oh my goodness.
Oh yes. How's
Is that a copperhead over there?
What?
Oh my goodness, copperheads, run!
Oh my
It's a
God, I
snake,
hate
it's a snake.
snakes.
We have not had a snake in our home.
Yeah, that's right. We
We have
haven't had a
not.
snake in
Oh,
our.
bless your heart there. Snakes are very biblical. I want you to know the serpent caused all the trouble of the world. He tempted Adam and Eve out there in the Garden of Eden. Hello there, my friends. It is me, Beatrice Hive. Of course, my friends call me B.
Beatrice Hyde.
Yes, Hive. Yes. And my friends call me B. Do the math.
I
Think
hate
about
bees.
it.
I hate bees.
Oh,
there
don't
better
you know?
not
I
be
know
anything
it's
jumping
you
on
swell
me.
up like a big old. Oh, it's just
Beatrice.
horrible. Just like ballpark franks. They plump when you cook them. Anyway, yes, my name is Beatrice Hive. Of course, I'm very religious. And here we are in Branson, Missouri, and it's the Bible Belt of the world, and I love that right there. All the good Christians come down here. I just got back from a big old convention of our church. We're having a good time. We was over there in Las Vegas. Woo!
Las
Lucky Seven,
Vegas.
come on, Lucky Seven. I mean,
You have a few bobby pins hanging.
oh, I know, honey.
Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just making sure. I kind of.
Tingle, 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 tingle. Those are spares in case one goes
Okay.
wrong.
Didn't want to hit your
Yeah,
head
you
on
know
it.
Budget
what I mean,
earrings.
Lord, yes. Oh, yeah. I should
Trying to
I
help
forgot
you.
to get my earrings on today. I couldn't find it with all the hair. Don't go there. Don't you judge me. Don't
Yes.
you judge me.
No judgment.
No
Oh, God,
judgment.
you know. Bless your heart. I'm so proud to be here, and I'm a friend. I'm a friend of Terry Wayne Sanders. He's a
Oh.
good Christian
Yeah,
boy.
Very good Christian.
Oh,
But
praise
where is
God
he?
for that.
Yeah,
Lord only knows where that
Guess
boy's
what,
at. He's a
though?
busy man. What is it, honey?
I heard he likes a little bit of.
Well, it's a family trait. You know, his grandmother, that's why she's 103, well preserved. She looked
Okay.
good for 103. So, you know, he doesn't go to excess. You know, that's how life is. Sometimes there's those excessive things, you know. You can be obsessed with food and it gets you in trouble. Chocolate goes right to my thighs, but I love it. So anyway, so yeah, and doctors tell you that one glass of vino, maybe two.
Mary Hart too
That's
good
right.
like a medicine.
That's right. See, there you go. See, now she's quoting the scripture. I like her. That Peggy's on top of it. She ain't going to burn like some of them.
The joy of the Lord is our strength.
That's right. Oh, honey. See, she is so full of it. Now, you know, one of your eyes are brown.
The green.
Oh, they're not today. But oh, honey, yes, you know, and that's how life is. You know, I was talking to Terry. Terry, he's been through a lot of trials and
What'd he do?
tribulations, all sorts of things in his life. And the same thing here. You know, I don't know if you know this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm a widow 3 times over. Oh, but
What
you-
happened?
Oh my goodness! Well, my first husband, his name was Daryl. Poor old Daryl, bless his heart. He died of food poisoning. That's right, food poisoning. Poisoned mushrooms. Oh, just suffered so bad. Suffered so bad, bless his heart.
How did he get the
Oh
mushrooms?
well, I tell you what. Well, then my second husband, his name was Daryl also. Yes. Oh my goodness, Daryl. Yeah, he also died of food poisoning. Oh my goodness, poisoned mushrooms again. Just suffered so bad. Suffered so bad, bless his heart. And my third husband,
interesting.
his name was Daryl too. Oh my goodness, I like that name, Daryl. I do. Yeah, he died. That my third husband. He died of severe blows to the head. Yes, he wouldn't eat his mushrooms. So there he is.
Got it, I got it.
Oh, see, she's good.
Female
Jeffrey's
to
kind of a-
female.
That's right there. We connect. He's just a man.
Discernment.
He's just a
Great.
man, honey.
Wait.
He trained well and he's obedient. That's
My
about
name
it.
is not Daryl, just in case
Oh.
anyone's wondering.
It should be though. You
Just,
like some
I'm good to
mushrooms?
go.
I'm a good cook. Would you like some mushrooms?
I'd like to know. I'd like
Oh,
to.
well,
I'm
that's
Daryl. I
No,
like
no,
to
no,
maintain
for
my
that
health.
there.
And
But I'm just so proud that we all are together to have this time to you know, affiliate, to associate, to you know, have communion, if you will, together. Because I love the Lord and I love good people who love the Lord too. Oh, it's a good thing. Yes, amen is right.
Do
honey.
you have a favorite scripture that
Oh,
you-
John
you-
3:16. That's the one that always rings home, and it's all true. For whoever believeth in me shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And see, that's what it takes right there. If y'all out there are listening and you're going, what are y'all talking about? Let me tell you what I'm talking about. You get the big guy, big G, right there in your heart, you're going to be just fine there, friends. If you have any questions about that, you ask me, you call me, or you talk to your preacher or your neighbors who know the big G. It's very important and it's very simple. And you know what? We all, I think, what we have learned lately, my dear friends Peggy and Jeff, is that, you know, with this COVID thing, we've all been what you call quarantined. But you know, I have taken advantage of that. Oh my Lord,
What
you know,
you been
Jeff,
doing?
we're trying to reconnect. You know, you got the cell phones, you got the landline, you got all sorts of ways to get hold of those that you love. And now's the time to start really thinking about who's important and what really is important, you know?
Amen. Like Willie.
Amen.
Really, exactly.
Like
See,
really,
this is
I
family.
love
That's
that
family
song.
right there,
It's
Lord,
family.
yes.
love
And
that
Alina
song.
behind the camera.
Oh, hello there, how you doing?
Future
Good job
doctor.
there. Oh,
Thank
my
you,
future
Helena.
doctor. That's going to cost you some money. Go back to work.
Yeah. Work. Yes.
But I'm just so
Thank
proud
you.
of us. I'm so glad we all got to be together. But I know
Yes.
you have more things to ask Terry.
Thank you very much. I was just going to say, where
Is Terry?
is
Where'd Terry go?
Terry?
Terry. I don't know.
Terry
But I
go?
saw him over there. Oh, my.
Where-
Well,
where's
hey,
Terry?
I'm back. Oh my gosh. Hi, you guys.
Sorry, I had to use the little boys' room right there. Yes, indeed. But
Terry,
oh,
how
yeah.
are you?
Oh, that's
Willie,
good.
look,
That
Willie
was
knows you.
transformational.
Willie,
Hi,
never
Willie.
does that.
You really know
Go.
me. Really knows me.
What
Hi,
is that?
buddy. I love you,
Oh.
really. How you doing, buddy? Here, go back to
Terry,
the left. There we
Terry,
go.
Yes.
everyone who comes here,
yes.
I love quotes, I love scripture, I love idioms, and there's one that we say, okay, what comes to my mind for this special guest? So I'm going to quote Henry David Thoreau. I loved studying my sister Antonia, sophomore year, and she loved Thoreau, Emerson, all great literature. There is no remedy for love but to love more. What does that say to you?
Oh my! I think that just
It's our
that
deep
should,
section.
And I like that deep section. I think that should hit everybody's heart out there to love more. I was fortunate in 1989. I was here in Branson working as I always do. The producer and director of the TV show Hee Haw came to Branson. And they came to the show I was in. We got to visit. They saw me perform. No big deal. Thank you. Nice to meet you. And they walked out. Okay, good. Next day, I'm at Silver Dollar. There they are again. Oh, good to see you. Always like what we saw you doing here too. Boy, you work well with people. That's nice. That night, I got to the Brashler Theater where I was working, and Janice Brashler said, Terry, those guys that were here last night left this card, and there's a number you're supposed to call. Wow. So I called the number. And this is a long story, I apologize. But I called the number. They said, well, if it's okay with you, in 2 weeks, we're going to fly you down to Nashville, and we want you to film our season. It's our 23rd season, and film 13 episodes of Hee Haw. Now, they said, really, we love your characters. We like your grandma character. We also have a couple of characters in mind for you. We want you to work almost exclusively with Minnie Pearl because she has a skit called the Grinder Switch Gazette. And I was thrilled because I had grown up loving her because clean, funny, and just a neat person.
Genuine.
And so we had, as you know in the business, hurry up and wait. Hurry up,
Yes.
wait, hurry up, wait.
Yes, yes.
And so Minnie, we had time just to visit like we are. And we're talking about people and things. And the greatest advice she gave me ties into what you just said. She said, honey, people are just funny, but just love them. Just love them and they're going to love you back. And what you just said, that's really true because that is just love. Love is universal. Even we have people who work against us, who are not kind and all that. Just learn to love them or, just say, everyone has a story. And sometimes we don't know what that story is. And there's a reason someone will say something bad or evil to you, hurtful perhaps, and you just got to okay.
Take no offense at a suffered wrong.
Just realize, and just, just say, you know what? I forgive you because that's who I am. I have to sleep at night. I love to sleep. I don't sleep much. I get about 5 hours of sleep every night. This is all true. But that's how I thrive. I love keeping busy. And honest to goodness, and I say this in our show, the C.J. Newsom Classic Country and Comedy Show. I do. I wake up every morning. The first words out of my mouth are, thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. Because he has given me, as well as anybody else who says that or thinks about that, another chance. Because honest to goodness, some people this morning did not wake up.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did not wake up. And so all those opportunities are now gone. But here we are again, just get it right. What did I do wrong yesterday? Now's my chance to say, okay, I'll learn from that little mistake, or I'm going to make this a better place. I'm going to find something. And I do on Facebook. I love Facebook. I try to find things or quotes that will help people through the day, through their lives, or whatever. And we've had some challenges in our life. And if I can be open, if that's okay.
Yes, we'd love it.
January 11th of 2020 this year, my wife and I, Dee Dee is her name, she and I lost our oldest son. His name was Austin Cole Sanders. He was 29 years of age, 1 month and 4 days. He was driving home late at night, fell asleep, and woke up in the arms of Jesus. And so it's a shock. First, you're just in shock, and you're trying to work through that, and you're trying to make everything okay, and you've got to make plans and arrangements and all that. It was a big struggle, but you know what? My life, I grew up with knowing about death. 4 days before my 3rd birthday, my father, Ivan Chanley Sanders, had an accident and was also killed. And so we learned early on.
Was it a car accident?
No, matter of fact, we lived on a farm and he was working with a gun. It discharged and it went through his navel. It was a low caliber 22 rifle. And so it ricocheted inside of him, his rib cage. And so I remember I have two memories of my father. One is great. My dad, he loved to laugh, and I remember being pulled in a wagon, a little red wagon, and I was laughing, which made him laugh, which made me laugh, and I loved that one major great memory of my dad. The next is of us loading him up into our car. My Aunt Luana and Uncle Larry had come over, and so we put my dad in the car. They're up front with my mom, my brother Leland. Leland was 2 years older than me. And we were in the back seat, and that's where my dad, Ivan, gave us the father-son talk. And he said, Leland, you're in charge. You're the big boy now. Take care of your mommy and your little brother. And so the next day, my grandpa, Lee Sanders, I mentioned him earlier, he said, okay, boys, get in the truck. We're going to go into town. And we went to the funeral home to make arrangements. And he said, I want you boys to pick out your daddy's tombstone. So I knew early on what death was. I knew that we had to handle it and deal with it. And that's what we've always done. And so we dealt with Austin's passing, and we tried to be brave and all that and good. And that's what you do. And we've also learned over the years, because I grew up in Mountain Grove, a small town, funerals, somber, serious. You cry, you beat that casket, and why? And I remember thinking, this is just horrible, and it could scar some people. I was used to it. I knew what to expect, But we decided after more deaths in my family, like with my mother's passing, my brothers and grandmothers and grandfathers, that we made it a celebration.
A celebration.
And you have great family, great ties, and you talk. We, the Happy Sanders family, and you know what? Despite the sadness of the loss of our son, we're still the Happy Sanders family. We are dealing with it, and we've always talked. And we talked about death. And Austin he always said, cremate me, and I want a big party. I want a celebration.
Yes.
And so, you know what? That's what we did.
We were there.
We went.
Yeah, and here's the deal. The Lord works in mysterious ways. We went to the funeral home to make arrangements. We said, well, how many does this hold? About 350. We thought, well, and then my boss, Chris Newsom at the Americana Theater, said, Terry, let's go to the theater. We'll have it over there. And it holds about 750 people. Well, all of a sudden, Facebook just exploded with a beautiful outpouring of love and sympathy and just encouraging things. Just all of it. It was amazing.
Terry truly is the omnipresent Branson performer.
Yes.
So
Everyone
everybody
showed
knows
up.
that. And
It
everybody
was
who visits here knows him.
packed
So
out.
And that's
It
what we
was
did.
so
And
surprised
special.
and he's loved.
And and all of a sudden, the water main broke at the theater.
Yes.
And so Chris
Oh,
Newsom
that's
said,
right.
oh my gosh. And he was talking to Clay Cooper, who has a much, much larger theater. Clay Cooper said, Terry's a friend of mine. Like you said, we all know each other. We work together. We're in this together.
In it
He said,
together.
come to my place. And you're exactly right. Standing room only. Over 1,200 people attended Austin's celebration. And that's what it was. The celebration helped us get through that bad part. There are so many young kids who have never experienced death, especially the death of a friend like Austin, because Austin, he's like us, just opens up your heart, tells you like it
So
is,
beautiful.
and encouraging. He was always encouraging. And even when we had bad times, he worked it out and all those things. And so we made this good for those kids to say, this is how you do it right. Don't be a downer, because let me tell you what, you want to be down. You want to say, our hearts are broken. My son is gone, and there will never be, you can think those things later. You can work that out, because that's what grief is. Grief goes in stages, and it's been several months now. And so now we're at that part of what they call the reality part of grieving. And that's okay. There are stages, and you go through that. And we've learned also, through people who have given us books and all that. But again, being through this so many times in our lives, you get it out. You talk about that person. We say Austin, and it's okay, because
He's alive.
He is alive, and
With
and
Jesus.
that's, oh my gosh, and that gives us peace, and that was the whole thing. We were not going to have kids. We were not going to have kids.
Why not?
And, well, we said, you know what? Let's just be greedy. Let's spend that money on us. Let's travel the world.
Yes.
And Dee Dee hit 30 and said, oh, I've done nothing. I said, honey, you married me. She went,
Who are you anyway? You have all these friends.
So she said, let's have a baby. So we went to a doctor. He said, it's going to be a while. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years. Exactly 1 month later, she's with child.
Wow.
And Austin came into this world for a purpose.
Yes.
And as his life evolved, and then we had another son, Evan, who's amazing. He's a great son.
Yes.
All these things happen for a reason. And so we are just blessed. And, we realized that he came into the world at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted a baby, and everything is
He was
in a
on
sequence.
loan to you.
Yes. We found out in 1990 we were expecting. That's the same year that my mother got terminal cancer.
Wow.
And when they say the T word, terminal, you're thinking, not much
Sure.
time, not much
Yes,
time.
yes.
Well, whenever mom found out that she was going to have her first real live grandson from her
wasn't
son,
gonna go.
Terry Wayne, she said, I got a purpose, I got to hold on.
Yes, yes.
So he was born December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day, talk about dropping a bomb. But they had 9 months together, and she told him secrets, all sorts of great things, and we have videos of them. She made a special video for him later on in his life to say, I'm your grandma.
Yes, 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 yes. Terry, do you know
So,
what?
yeah.
You have inspired so many these past few months when
Oh, yeah.
you look on Facebook, you're ministering when we wake up and I read what you write. I'm like, Lord, look what he's doing. He's turning around something that could have meant for evil for good. You know, Austin is with Jesus.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're celebrating life. You have life now, and you're sharing with us. You have life. Live it to the fullest.
Absolutely.
And that's what you have done from the time we went to the celebration. And I
you
thank
know,
you.
Oh,
for
thank
that.
you for saying that, because that's what life is about. That's how we raise both our boys, to live life to its fullest.
Yes.
I said, we're not rich. You want something, you have to work for it. I have multiple jobs. Both of our sons have multiple jobs. Dee Dee is a multitasker with several different jobs going on too. And that's how we have always taught them, do as much as you can. And if you read my daily posting, Terry Wayne Sanders on Facebook, my catchphrase, and has been for many years, make every second count. And I do, and I thrive on the excitement of what we get to do, because being in the business, it's tough. It is a fickle business. Work as long as you can, work as hard as you can, and you get to work a little bit longer sometimes. That's really nice. And so do it. And so I do. I get excited. Some people, they hate waking up. They've got that job, and they hate that. They hate the people that come there. They hate their coworkers. We are blessed. We work with fun people.
We do.
Talented
people.
They are. And some people are sticking the muds, but you know what? And that's in any business. You learn to deal with that, or have some fun with that.
Yes,
and so that's what we taught them, and that's what we do. And
That's
so make every
amazing.
second
I
count.
want to get back to something,
Please do.
but I'm going to take a little break.
Okay.
Terry, you started to say something about your grandma. Was it you started to get emotional there?
Oh.
What were you getting at?
Well, it was
and,
really-
and before you, we could edit this out. I saw something at that funeral that I thought I'd never see in my entire life.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
See, we're
keep
from New
talking.
York
Besides
and
all
New
the other,
Jersey.
besides the swinging back the
We're
beers while we're
Catholics.
talking
Yeah,
about
we
their
were brought up
friend.
Catholic. There's
I mean,
no-
he had some funny friends. And,
Yes, he did. Yes,
but the one, your other son, when he walks out,
Okay.
tell me,
Here's the
something
deal.
was spilled on stage.
I spent
Oh,
a lot
yes!
of time.
When it became the altar. But this is something I thought I would
Jeff has
never
wanted to ask you
Oh,
ever
my
this.
gosh.
see in my life.
Okay, go
Feel
ahead.
free to address the issue.
Comedy has always been a
And
big
let me
part.
know if you did, what the feedback was.
And I will. Comedy's
Good,
always
bad,
been a
and ugly.
big thing. Comedy's a big thing in our lives. And here's the doodah deal. It's all about the setup. I spent a lot of time trying to write this celebration because I wanted it concise but filled with all these great things. And the setup. Comedy goes in threes, and it's also about the setup. We talk about Austin's personality. I said, Austin had this way. Whenever you met him, he made you feel good. He made you laugh. He would make you turn and make you feel uncomfortable, like, that type of thing. And so early on, when I welcomed everyone and thanked them for all the graciousness and the kindness and the outpouring, I told them just what I just told you and you about, he could make you go, ooh. So we proceed with the wonderful celebration. I spoke, and then we played a video, and then another friend spoke. And that friend, he was a band member. Austin had two bands. One was Venus of Willendorf, and the other was Snake Fighter. Snake Fighter is a heavy metal band. Venus is it is improvisational jazz influenced by heavy metal. That's a combination right there. So anyway, so I said after Cody finished his speech, I said, Cody, would you please introduce Austin? Because I mentioned earlier that Austin's wishes were to have a celebration, have a party, and to be cremated. And we honored that. And we set that up saying, if you don't like certain things, please leave, because we respect you so much. We don't want you to be offended, because I do. I love so many people, and I don't want to ever hurt anyone, really. And so I set it all up, so if you didn't like it, it's your own fault. I warned you, get out. Anyway, so sure enough, Cody says, that's right, Terry. Evan, bring your brother out here. So he comes out with this beautiful hand-carved box. And it's that moment where we go, that's Austin. There's little Austin. And of course, we'd already talked about this in planning. And so at the right moment, Evan made a movement. It looked as if he almost tripped. Well, the bottom of the box fell open, and all the Austin ashes, the cremains as they call them, spilled forth onto the clay. And of course, the audience went,
That was shocking.
Yes. And of course, we all, Then I went, gotcha.
But I laughed because
I went,
I felt guilty, but I laughed because I thought,
Oh my
I think he did that on purpose, and I don't think this was the real
He
Austin, but
did
they
it
are
so
on purpose.
well.
Yes, and that's it.
He did it so well.
Years of practice. practice.
Yes.
You don't get this good right off the bat, kids. Okay?
There you go.
But that was it, and that was the whole point right there.
That
We
was
wanted
fancy.
to take the audience on this journey, and again, sometimes funerals are so serious and it just hurts. And we said, no, we got to laugh.
It's a
Where
celebration.
the those,
So
what?
that was flour. That was gold.
It's
Gold
really
medal flour.
short.
Yes, indeed.
I
All
said
right.
it's white. I don't think
There
it's
you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
that's
yes.
what it's.
Good question. I
That's
love
a
that.
good one.
We did have people.
Only you could handle it.
Oh boy, we had people who really thought it was. And
I
they were
know.
Like, how could you? I mean, oh my gosh, that,
Oh,
did you get a vacuum?
nobody did it by mistake.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Like
my
Chris
God.
I
didn't know.
actually burst into laughter.
Good for you.
But
those who
because
are
I
knew it.
like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
we're from black, dark humor, Becky. So.
And that's it. See, and that's what gets us through. Life is so serious. If you can't laugh, you're not going to make it. You got to
That's
learn to
right.
laugh at this stuff, and that's what we did.
That's
and the
right.
thing about Grandma, I was talking about
Yeah.
Austin's grandma Barb, who would be my mother.
Okay, your mom.
And she made a special video for Austin later on that he was able to watch, and he could hear her voice and see her. And she also became emotional because she realized my grandson will never really know me. And of course, part of my thought process is over these last months and days, you think about, I remember those pictures. I've got pictures. We took a lot of pictures. And my mom loving and kissing on Austin as a baby, a little bitty baby. And she would whisper to him. And it hit me the other day. I thought how funny it would have been that Barbara Jean, since she was in heaven and she knew her end was coming, she probably might have had information from God himself. And he said, there's a baby coming into this world. I want you to talk to him. So maybe one of her secrets, she told her grandson, you work hard, you have fun. Your time is limited. You fill up every minute, every second. And I thought, oh my gosh, how nice would that have been? So that's what he did. He was a small frame kid. In case you don't know, my son Austin, 5'6", 100 pounds, skinny, not an ounce of fat on him because he also worked out, not with the waist, but he would run every day after every meal, rain, shine, snow, whatever. He would go and do a 2-mile run hike. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Also exercising at the same time, trying to stretch
That
out.
long blonde.
Blonde.
He was the
It's so
epitome of your
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. A little rock
Vegan
star there.
rocker.
Oh my
So
gosh, yeah.
beautiful.
And
It's
so,
beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, small frame
Beautiful.
kid, but he lived life big, and honest to
Yes,
goodness,
he
he did.
did.
And so it's amazing. We are blessed. We are blessed many times over. I'm
right.
thankful for all the time we had with Austin and what he has done, and now just in spirit and like you say with the quotes, that's what I love to say. Let's find the positive, and because Austin we would think like this. He was a deep thinker. He would challenge you and make you want to know more. He had this quest or this thirst for knowledge. Every day he and regimented. He loved to cook. Oh my gosh, an amazing cook. What do you want? What do you want? And he would fix different meals.
Oh,
It was incredible.
so generous. of him
He
to
was
do
a
that.
good kid. I mean, really, overall, all kids are kids. We're humans. We all have our faults or weaknesses or whatever. But you know what? You look at the broad picture and say, oh my gosh.
That's right.
And also, there's not just one Austin. You guys are Austin. You're Austin.
That's right.
We all have the opportunity to do good. Because again, we're all here for this much time.
Yes,
And
very
so I'm
nice.
thankful that I have gotten to be friends with you to begin with. That makes my heart happy. We've gotten the chance to work together. They have done some of my shows to do some dancing and
Choreography
choreography. Oh my gosh.
We did
yeah.
GC Resorts together.
Oh my gosh. Now, we
And
gotta
George
talk
was here
about
the
that.
other day.
Oh really?
Yes. Yes.
Tell them all about it. This
Miss
is exciting.
America, 1921. Margaret Gorman. Terry was amazing.
Wait, let me take a break here.
Amazing.
Break. We're going to
Okay.
break.
Okay, Terry.
Yes.
We are asking each guest
Mm-hmm.
for you to ask us a question you'd like to have answered
Oh
by
my.
us.
I have admired you guys forever. What is the best part of working together?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Peggy's been my best friend since the day we met. The day we met, people thought we were either a young old married couple or brother and sister. Because like our first conversation, it was first day rehearsal doing Applause in Atlantic City, 1988, starring Phyllis McGuire of the McGuire Sisters.
lovely.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. She's just awesome. Anyway, she had an interesting boyfriend who was knocked off by
That's
this
gonna be
bomb.
the
That's a whole other story.
She was wonderful.
She's lovely.
loved
But
us.
anyway, yeah, because
little
it's
church mom.
the best part about working together is that we get along so well, honestly, and we just have the same. It's just so easy, and that's what they say about opposites attract.
Attack. Sometimes they do attack.
I said I slipped because my favorite book I ever read about marriage is Opposites Attack, and I think that honestly, in the big in reality, I think the more you have in common, the easier it is to have a good marriage.
Absolutely.
The more you have in common, but you have to work at it, pray together, and all that. We just we agree on so many things that it's very easy for us to perform together.
That's great.
You know what my thing is?
What?
That just came to me?
What is it?
Jeff is so talented. He's so talented. Jeff is a phenomenal actor. Like Jeff can go to any place.
I could have been a contender. I could have beaten somebody.
He's so talented.
I'm not Brando, but
He's so gifted. He knows how to be in the moment.
Right.
He can do drama, comedy. He also is a great singer. But guess what? A strength that he has that is my weakness is he's an amazing harmonizer. So he can do it. He can hear anything, and he creates harmonies. He adapts, and he's a trooper. He used to dance really, really well. But he's had some surgeries. So now I push him to still move and dance.
Right.
And he'll do it nominally, but it's still, he's just such a pro. So I will say it's just a joy that my husband is so talented, because people say we're better together.
Right.
Like individually, both actors.
one
we
can
both
move
did.
1,000,
One
two
can move 10,000.
10,000.
So
There you
thank
go.
you for
That's
asking
scripture.
that. So
That's
I
it.
love being married to a talented man.
I know. It's the chemistry. You know, you will not always agree on everything, but it's how you work it out together. You
Yes.
know, sometimes learn to disagree. You know, agree to disagree.
That's
you know,
right. That's a
how-
book too.
It is a
Agree
good
to
book.
disagree.
Yeah.
And now
it's
we're
a-
going to ask Terry one or two more questions.
All right.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
Okay. You stuck. Well, this is one of the songs that you hear now and then. You don't need to swear and you don't need to swear.
One of those songs that is over and then.
One of the songs that starts playing again. Well, this is one of the songs that can make you recall a walk in the sunshine, a day in the fall. One of the songs that you may have forgot, but it's one of the songs you cannot. Welcome to the Peg and Jeff Show.
With Mr. Terry Wayne Sanders.